Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. Oh. Hello there, Mr. Hoist. How are you? Okay, let's wait a little bit for the chat to get populated, and we'll do a lesson. I've kind of been bummed out a little bit. I got to stop that because it's not very healthy. And I'm trying to present good quality drum lessons. And I always feel I come up short somehow. I don't want to take anything away from you guys. So I start a lesson. What happens is I start a lesson and then questions, yeah, definitely. But we start talking and it takes me totally away from the lesson. So here's what I'm going to do from now on. And plus, besides that, there's, what's this? What I'm going to do is start doing lessons like beginners, intermediate, and advanced. But it's going to be open to everybody who wants to come. So the subject matter is what's going to be different. You know, if I'm talking about doing 3 against 4 against 2 against 1, that's a pretty advanced lesson. Or if I'm teaching how to read eighth notes and quarter notes and sixteenths, that's more of a beginner's lesson. So that's what I'm going to start to do from now on. And I believe, I want to give you guys everything that's really good. I want to do lessons Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 1 o'clock and 7 p.m. But think about it. That's a lot. I don't care about the time with the lesson, but for me to make new work and new work and new work doesn't give you a chance to absorb what you've learned. Now, do you guys agree with that? And besides, there's people who live in Europe, in the different countries, and the time zones are different, even in America. There's the Central, the Mountain, the Pacific, and the Eastern time. And I have to accommodate that too. So I have to come up with some different times. So I'm going to be, in the next month, I'm going to be readjusting my, for Christ's sakes. I'm going to be readjusting my schedule. What is this? This pop-up shit. How are you doing here, Robert? I sent the packages out today, most of them anyway. You got a pretty nice package there, Robert. Hoist, I don't know. I'm going to have to send you something from Hudson Music. Would that be okay? And I'll try Alfred. I'll call. I'll see if Alfred will send something to you with whatever the shipping would be. I don't know. So let me try that. All right. All right. Nothing's going on too much. I'm just a little not depressed, but involved here with trying to give everybody the best I can. And it seems that everybody's happy, but I'm giving too many lessons a week, which I don't mind, but I have to categorize the lessons: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Who's this? Garvin Conley. Is this your first time here, Garvin? All right, well, let's start someplace tonight. And because, Dennis, you're going to be getting something in the mail or your email, either one. Robert, you as well, and Hoist. And let's see who's not here. Now, I'm going to leave this guy up to you guys. We have the workbook, we have the formula book, the syncopation book, so on and so forth. Let's call the majority here of a lesson you would like to do tonight. Oh, I should take a vacation, but the only problem is I can't afford it. You know, my goal here with the live lessons is to have 100 students. All right. Now, once I get 100 students, I could actually stream every day. That takes care of all my finances, believe me. Anyway, let's call, somebody give me a lesson that they want to hear. Who's this? Yeah, I do have Jim Blakely books, but they're on the shelf. Is there anything you wanted to go over with Jim Blakely? He has syncopated rolls? Is that what he has? I'm not sure. That's been 100 years since I've been in that book. And I'm going to give you my email, okay? I want you to email me and tell me a little bit about yourself, and you will get on a weekly basis the agenda of the week and the location, okay? Time and location. I believe that's the syncopated rolls, no? The triplet, that's predicated upon the triplet roll. We've done that. All right, that's a good place to start. Is that what you're talking about, Garvin? Jim Blakely books, the syncopated rolls? Talk to me, please, please, please. Now, what does that say? All right, no problem. What he does, I believe it's the triplet roll he gets into. And we've done a couple lessons last week or the week before that on the triplet roll. Now, I'm not going to be buzzing. I don't want to syncopate the rolls. Let me give you an example. Okay? You guys don't mind the triplet rolls again, do you? All right. Triplet roll. First, we're going to start off with the eighth note triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, when I'm playing the triplet roll, that's what I'm thinking of, the eighth note triplet. However, I'm going to play a double stroke on each count. Instead of playing 1 and, I'm going to play 1 and 2, 3 and 4. We get that? triplets, roll. Best method for the left hand. Uh-huh. Practice the left hand. All right. Well, let's stay with the triplet roll first. All right. Now, I've come up with some interpretations from both the syncopation book and the stick control book. However, the first thing you want to practice is playing one measure of eighth note triplets and one measure of a triplet roll. Nice and slow, nice and even. 2, 3, triplet roll now. 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and you get feeling good with that. Up it a little bit. 3, 4, 1, 2. Now, I keep saying this, that most methodology books that you buy, especially now with this triplet roll thing, with Jim Blakely. Here's how we got this going on. I'm going to take the stick control book, the first line, page 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swing the line. Now, you know the difference between straight up and down and swinging. 1. So I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, my next move on that is I'm going to reference off that line, just the rights. So if I thought swung and just played the rights and eliminated the lefts, I'd have 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the blanks. The and is going to be a roll. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Ping, 2, 3, 4, 1. You understand that? That's where you got. I'm going to do a couple more lines, then I'm going to get to your question there, Robert. Okay? Line 2, we're interpreting, it's 1, that's written, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we swing it, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we eliminate the lefts, and I get 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So I'm referencing off the does. So now I'm going to play a roll to the da. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now if I do line 1 and 2, I'm going to do 2 measures of line 1. What is this? Well, that's one interpretation. The syncopation, but we're in the stick control book, and that's all his lessons are predicated upon. And then eventually we're going to hum a melody playing the fill-ins. It's just a triplet roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ding, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Ding, 2, 3, 4. All right, well, we're going to get into that. It's not, it's just, I'm going to get that book out. That's a good book. It's collecting dust because I haven't really worked out of that in a while. Do I have any other interpretations? I mean, I don't understand what you mean by other interpretations. That is from the stick control book, and you're doing the same thing with the syncopation book. That's what triplet rolls are. That's what Jim Blakely's book is about. And that's where he got it from. Taking a figure and playing triplet rolls against it. There's other ways to do it, but I'm not going to deal that way now. I'm going to get to Robert, his question. Best left hand, what was that? Best method for the left hand. Okay. Man, that's like a loaded question there. As you both know, or all of you know, I've been having issues with my left hand because of a childhood injury. It is starting to get better. I'm getting therapy. I'm taking medication, and I'm starting to get my feeling back. But my left hand is not because I'm not practicing my left hand exercises. It's because I can't. It's not the same as it was a year ago. Let's say that much. Okay, left hand exercises. Well, let's start with the vamp. We all know what a vamp is. The eighth note vamp. We're going to play just straight eighth notes. So we're going to play, say, in the half stroke position. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Now, that's just an exercise by itself. Okay? All right, we're going to get to that, Garvin. Not a problem, okay? What we're going to do is, the best thing to do, just to sit there and do like the Stone Killer, doing it in eighth notes or triplets or 16th notes is cool, individually. But if you play against it, it strengthens the left hand. So we did this exercise a while back. We interpret the stick control book, all the rights on the floor, tom-tom. That's line 1. We eliminate the lefts. 3, 4 again. Line 1, 2, 9, 2. All the ands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Line 3. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and line 4. 2 and 4 and 1 and 2. Line 5. 1, 2 and 3 and. That's where I'm getting my right hand interpretations. So I'm going to play the eighth notes like so. I'm going to play down the first 5 lines, okay? I don't want to bore anybody. Here we go. Simple. But now I add to that. That's insane. That's pretty easy. And that's like an intermediate level. The last time we did that with the left hand, we took and we put the accent on the 1 and 3, if you remember. We did line 1. Things like that are going to help that left hand develop strength. And the left hand accented exercise I gave you, we did all eighth notes. We interpreted all the lefts like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. If you remember that, we'll do a whole lesson on it, no questions, all right, on that. All right. Now, you caught me by surprise there, Garvin. Email me, I'll put you on the mailing list, and we'll do a whole lesson on the syncopated rolls. Taking it from his book, as a matter of fact, and from the syncopation book, and from the stick control book. Okay? Now, before you guys got in here, I think I was speaking to Dennis. You okay, Dennis? It's about the lesson schedule, okay? I'm doing lessons Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. And that's a lot of lessons. Then I said, well, that's because I want to give to everybody. Now, I put that out on Facebook, asked some other drummers that responded to that, and they told me, for the price, that is a lot of lessons. All right? But that's not the point. The price is okay. The amount of lessons is okay. But that's what I want. That's the issue, is the amount of lessons. Because of the fact, I give you, say, tonight, working on the triplets, doing the syncopated rolls, developing the left hand. I mean, you guys practice 3, 4, 5 hours a day, then we're in business. If you're practicing 3, 4, 5 hours a week, then we're going to slow it down a little bit. But then again, everybody is different. Everybody has a different schedule. Other guys have the luxury of practicing 5 hours a day. Others have to go to work from 9 to 5 or whatever, come home exhausted and try to practice for an hour. And to do stuff like this becomes very boring. You want to blow your brains out and start playing. So we got to start this, beginner, intermediate, advanced. And I'm going to cut the lessons down. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have to think about it. The input from everybody is going to help me make a decision. And it's all going to be up to everybody and myself to talk about it and decide what we're going to do. Is that fair enough, dear Robert, Garvin, Dennis? Did you leave, Dennis? Where did you go? Huh. How many guys here have Mastering the Tables of Time by Dave Stanek and Funk Drumming by Rick Lathan? The Level Systems by Jeffrey Johnson. So I'm going to take your input and put it, what does that say? Where's this stuff coming? You're here. Okay. I'm going to send you something. I don't know what I'm going to send you. And I know that Rob Wallace from from Hudson Music will send you something as well. How does that sound? Okay. Anyway, that's a good idea. They're up on my shelf. I have. Let me tell you about the books that I have. I have a library that I love books just to have them. But in the last 5 years, everybody wants to be an author. And I don't know, I guess I developed some sort of reputation that everybody sends me their book and wants me to do a review on their book. And I have books that are still in the cellophane I haven't opened up yet. Amazing. And who am I anyway to give a review? It's a good book or a bad book. If you don't like what I say, you're going to hate me. If you like what I say, you're going to love me. So that's nonsense. Okay, so the workbook, the stick control book, formulas, stick control book, the syncopation book, the Shafee books, Morello books, and now the Blakely books. That's good. That's a good, thank you, Garvin. You opened up some more doors for me. Are you guys getting subtitles on the video on the bottom? Because I am. Anyway, triplet roll. That's where you got to go, man. You sit there, you take the stick control book and do triplet rolls. There's no triplet rolls really in stick control book. I make up my own. Let me see. If you have the stick control book and you go to, let's see, page 8. I wonder where all you guys are tonight. All right. If we did line 1, page 8, all it is, I'm interpreting it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Now, what I'm going to do, instead of playing the triplet zone there, where the triplets are, 3 and 4 and I'm going to go 3 and 4 and 1. Do we understand that? I like to do it in cut time. But first you got to get it in 4/4. So we have 1, 2. Line 2. Now this is good for you now, Robert. You asked the question, good left hand exercise. I'm going to lead with the left. And because I'm right-handed, yes, my left hand is the weaker side. And everybody who does play right-handed, that's a normal thing, that your left hand is the left side is the weaker side. So if you want to equalize it, and that's the concept of George Lawrence Stone, is equalize the right and equalize the left hand attack and sound. So now we take number 2, which is a left hand lead. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and. Do you understand that? The one exercise I really like to do is there's 2 different exercises here. I like to start 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One measure of eighth notes, one measure of the triplet roll with the right hand lead. And then we do the left hand lead. Okay, we understand that, gentlemen? All right, do you think that 100 students, 100 members is a realistic number for me to obtain? See, I'm not like there's another drum company, it's not, it's a subsidiary to a main company. And they have maybe 12 different people working for them, doing computer work, doing camera work, editing, writing lessons, making videos, advertising. It's just, it's a tough world here, man. And all I ask for is at least 100 members. Do you think that's realistic, gentlemen? All right, well, and I'm going to start labeling. I have to think about this. I will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Tomorrow's Wednesday, 1 p.m. on YouTube, and tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on my other site. Do you know the other site there, Garvin? At 7 p.m. Garvin, are you from the U.S. or you're from Europe? Well, yeah, it'd be hard to do that, to communicate with 100 people, but, it's not going to be on a frequent basis that 100 people are going to come to the lesson. I mean, that's why I'm going to do a lesson on a particular subject. And towards, in the course of the lesson or at the end of the lesson, the questions or whatever, I'll answer. And I can do 100 students. It's not a problem. All right? But now I'm going to label it now, certain day beginners, certain day intermediate, and certain day advanced. Now let's take you, Robert. I mean, you're not going to go to the beginner lessons if you're going to learn how to play quarter notes or quarter note rest, eighth note rest. So you're going to go maybe to the advanced lessons and do the triplet fill-ins around the drum set against the jazz time, between the bass drum and the snare drum. That's advanced. So I can communicate with you, but when I'm doing beginner lessons, you're home practicing, all right, instead of, staying on the computer. But you're welcome to come. It's not a problem. But it's basically going to be for beginners. And then the intermediate, how to develop the paradiddles, the level system, so on and so forth. It's, I got to organize this, and 100 people is not going to be difficult. Dennis, what do you think? 100 people? Garvin, what do you think? Okay, tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We're going to go back to the regular routine. The 1 p.m. lessons will be on YouTube. The 7 p.m. lessons on my site. Okay? Sibylus. Sibylus is a program. I have a musical program, Sibelius. I guess that's what it is. Syllabus. Yeah, well, we're going to do that. Dennis. What's your input there, Robert? I mean, Galvin? Garvin, rather? What do you think? And email me, please. I wish I could do 1,000 lessons a week, guys. I just love doing this. Well, see, that comes one person, 100 people. But if I had 3 or 4 people working here, 100 people is nothing. I could have 500 people. They could all take care of that. One person's teaching, the other person is yelling out the question. I'm responding to the question. The other guy's working the camera angles. The other guy's working whatever. Okay, guys. You didn't leave, did you, Gavin? All right, I'm going to sign off. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., this channel. Unless there's some, well, that's the agenda, Dennis. All right, 1 o'clock at this lesson, at this site tomorrow afternoon. Gabriel Mendez, you're late. The lessons are 7 o'clock. I'm about to shut off. Tell you what. Here's my email. Email me, is that Gabriel? Email me, and I will give you the lesson times and locations every week, okay? Here's my email. Now, this is what I'm talking about there, Robert. Now, we had Gabriel come in, and he's late. But now, I'm responding to him. I'm telling him, or somebody's going to write in there, if I had a couple other guys working here, that, oh, you're late. The lessons are 7 to 7:30, quarter to 8. Give me your email, and, we will email you the week's agenda and the times and the locations. So that takes away from me for the lesson. You see? But that's okay. I'm dealing with it. Overworked, and I need a vacation, like you said. And I'm also going to do some other things. I want that Hudson music to go on my site. There's 3 books. There are going to be 3 new books. Well, 4, 5, 6 new books. 7 new books are going to be on my site for purchase. I don't make any money on it. It's that they're available on my site. If you're going to deal with Hudson Music, the payment goes to Hudson Music. He takes care of the delivery. If you go to Alfred takes the money and takes care of the delivery. So that's what I'm going to do. From Peru, hey, boom, Mike, how you doing? All right, so we just got two new guys come in, Mike and Gabrielle. What time is it in Peru right at the moment, Mike? All right. Email me, please, for the time and location of the lessons. We have somebody from Peru, but Gabriel Mendez didn't tell me where he's from, nor did, what's this? Okay. What's 1933, Mike? Who's Mike P now? Oh, from Peru. 19 says 7:30, the same time as here. Now the lessons are 7 p.m. Or should I say 1900. How's that sound? That's Army talk, man. Okay, mañana, tomorrow. All right, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, my lessons will be here. Would you like to come and view the lessons? That's perfect. Okay, guys. So we have Gabrielle and we have Gavin. All right, Dennis. My man, you want a job, Dennis? All right, I got to go off. We'll see everybody tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Have a good day, gentlemen. Any questions, email.